Okay, here we go. Welcome to another live version. This is James speaking. Teachonline.io is the site. We're going to do a live presentation today. And what is it going to be about? I'm going to go over how to do what's often called a cohort or group coaching course using a couple, on your own WordPress site. So we're going to cover a couple pieces here. I'm just going to go over them briefly so that you know what they're about. And what do we got here? So group coaching with courses is what we're going to talk about. So what does that entail? We're going to look at what it is. So what exactly, if someone talks about cohorts or group coaching on your membership site or your LearnDash site or your BuddyDosh site, what is it about? We're going to talk about when would be a good time to use it. So, why should you even bother with it? You have a course, why should you do group coaching? Or what's the difference between a course and a group coaching course? So we're going to take a look at that. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at not only why use it, but what's really involved in using it. There's some pieces that you're going to need to take advantage of it. And so we're going to cover those ones. We're going to look at setting it up. We're going to do a live setup of one happening here. And you'll see all of the different pieces that are put together on this site that we're playing around with. And after that, we'll take a look at a little bit on kind of some tips on putting this all together. I don't know exactly how long we're going to go, but we're going to cover those pieces. And again, if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe for more great content. I've got a ton of videos here. We're going to start putting out shorts, long form, short form. A lot of the courses that we've done in the past, they're being refreshed. They're going to be put up, so they're all going to be available for you here. So first things first, what is kind of the, what is it? What is it exactly? As I mentioned, it's often called a cohort. You'll see cohort courses. Sometimes it's mentioned too, or group coaching courses. Bunch of different names for it. But the thing that stands out for me anyway is there is, in general, there's not an answer that says this is exactly the way it is. But in general, you're going to see that there's generally a group of people. So it's a set group of people going through a particular course together. It's not I signed up for the course and I take the course and I do all of the lessons today, and someone else takes the course tomorrow and they do one lesson tomorrow and they don't do anything for a month and then they take another lesson. So this is a group of people going through a course over a set time frame. So that's kind of the first thing that, when you get into a cohort or group coaching program with courses or a group coaching course, that's one of the things that kind of stands out. So it's a group of people starting and stopping or starting and finishing a course at the same time. The other thing is that really stands out again for me is it's multiple media. Oftentimes when you look at courses today, or especially when you go online, you're in Udemy or something like that, you'll find that there's a bunch of videos and a handout, maybe some text. It's just, in many cases, it's just a video and it's a recording of something that was done in the past. It's not a structured course. It doesn't have a set outcome. It's just a video, maybe broken into chunks so that it's got lessons kind of broken in, but there's no outcome. There's nothing with it other than kind of a rehash of something that was done. The thing that stands out for me in these cohorts, I'm just going to sip some coffee here. The thing that stands out for me in these cohorts is that you've got some additional pieces to it. There are often assignments. There are often quizzes. And I'm talking about assignments, things that you have to do after you're in a particular lesson. So there's steps or work that has to be done in between. You have video, you have multiple medias like the text, checklists, forms, downloads, all of that stuff. But in many cases, you also have live training with it as well. So it's like a traditional video course, but you're including a live component that is structured for the group. So the entire group has the opportunity to take part in the live training or live teaching with it. So that's a little bit unique to what I call group coaching or cohort coaching. The other thing, when I talk about having a start and a start date and a finish date, many times that kind of lesson will also have dripped content. And dripped content means that if it's a course that's taking place over a month or over an afternoon or over a week or a year, the courses or the lessons or the steps or the process that's being taught or shared is dripped. And what that means is that you get one piece. If it's a month long, for example, you may have 4 big lessons with it. You have one lesson on week 1. You don't get access to lesson 2 until the beginning of week 2. And it means that if you, let's say you start and you finish lesson 1 on one day, it doesn't mean you can start lesson 2. You have to wait till everyone else is finished or is through that 1 week until you start. Everyone starts lesson 2 at the beginning of the second week. Everyone starts lesson 3 on the beginning of the third week. It's dripped content. And I think the thing, that's most important when you look at what it is, there's live training included with it. And Zoom is often the one that's used, that's popular right now. It doesn't have to be Zoom, but it's private live training. It means that only the people in that group get access to that particular teaching or content. So that's what it is. So again, my definition or my points, is it the be all and end all? No. I think the really thing that stands out is it's got live coaching or live teaching also included with it. So why would you use it? Why would you even bother using it? What's the big deal with it? I have a bunch of courses. Why should I even bother with it? I have a whole bunch of lessons. They're organized in courses. I got all sorts of courses. Well, the thing that's often frustrating with any of these normal courses that are just standalone courses, if you go and take a look at what's called the completion percentage for these courses, you're lucky if you're getting into the double digits many times. People will sign up for a course, they'll take a lesson or two, and that's it. They never finished. So there's not very much engagement in them. That's one of the things that, if you want to maintain engagement or make sure that people are engaged in the course, it really, really, really helps when you have a way to engage people with the live coaching and the live lessons that go on with the work. The other thing that you can do during these live teachings is you're interacting with people, right? On a Zoom call, for example, and technically it could be in person, but for this one, we're talking about Zoom calls. You have assignments or work that has to be done before the next session. So you're giving assignments, you're giving a task to someone that isn't in front of the computer. It's something that's done after they get off the call. It's something that they do on their own time. And it's over and above just watching a particular video lesson or finishing a quiz or answering a quiz. It's an assignment. So if you need to give an assignment, or let's say, for example, you want to provide a certification for your expertise or license people to do what you're doing, that certification means you can give them assignments to prove that, in fact, they are learning it, that they are finishing the courses and the classes. So that's a real benefit to be able to, if that's something that you need to do, that's a good idea to use that group coaching or cohort courses to have that happen. The other thing is it's private. And when it's private, that means that the group are the only people that get access to it. And when you're selling courses, a great thing that happens is you're selling a course, and for example, you sell a bunch of courses and you charge a price for them. There's a lot of people doing that. And you, as the instructor or the expert, your live expertise to answer questions isn't there. You can ask, again, in my opinion, you can ask more money for the same course if you involve yourself live, or if you give special attention with the assignments and the feedback that are happening during the group coaching. So if your business model is, look, I'm going to sell courses for $297, you can do a group coaching or VIP kind of coaching for a private group of people and charge $997 or $1997, but it includes you. It includes you. And it's really the difference between having a basic course and a VIP group of people. And you're going to find that a lot of times people may have already taken the course, but they want to be part of the VIP group and have some extra one-on-one time with you as the instructor or the teacher. And there's added value there. You can charge some more money for it. So again, coaching, it's you, it's private, you're included. And there's more value in you being able to answer questions. Like even if you put a course together, there's always situations that are different for the person doing it. I'll give you an example. We talk about membership sites and business models. There's 1,000 different ways to set up a membership site and to sell courses online. And not everyone is just going to sell individual courses. There's people who sell courses, bundles of courses. There's people that sell memberships, access to everything. There's just 1,000 different ways to build your business around teaching and selling online that have someone needs some input on how would I do this or why would I do it. So that coaching included in that cohort or that planned group course with private people. Again, very, very, very powerful to charge more for, but really to add more impact to it. The next thing is it's instructor led. And there's a lot of, think of it if we had the COVID thing over the past where you had a lot of kids or students in all levels where they were doing a lot of online learning. And if you had the difference between you gave someone and said, look, here's some videos to watch, but there was no instructor there, how much value would they get with no human interaction with the person that's teaching the content? Versus someone who is on the call with you, that is learning with you, that is animated, that has a life, that can respond to you in real time. So it's an instructor-led learning, and there's a lot of value in that. So if you want to include the ability to interact with people, that whole idea of instructor-led is really powerful. The other thing that's easy to add, now these can be added to courses, but you'll find that it often happens in the cohort group coaching as well, is gamification. And gamification, if you're not familiar with it, what it does is it basically assigns rewards or awards and levels and for actions or tasks that have been performed during the group coaching. And I found that many of the people that are actually taking these VIP or cohort courses or cohort groups, they're very, very competitive. And if you can get people engaged in the course and being rewarded by gamifying that experience, you're going to get more people to finish it and more people to get involved and even tell more people of what's going on. So there's some real value of that. Same thing with the quizzes, and I talked about quizzes earlier. They can be in courses, yes, but if you put assignments, which is a form of quiz, you're in a position where you can actually have the assignments as mandatory before going on to the next session. And if you're thinking about if you're in a group and the instructor says, look, you got to have this done by such and such a period of time, and you can assign that, and they have to hand it in before the next lesson gets dropped, and you have to look at it. You can have assignments that require the moderator or the instructor to actually say, hey, look, you haven't done this, go back and fix it. And that can be a one-on-one interaction with the assignment, but it can actually be in the site to have that work. So again, quizzes, assignments, powerful feature, and that's, if you want to use it, that's what you're going to have to do. So let's take a look. I'm going to we'll share a screen now, and I'll open up a screen. I'm going to show you the pieces that I recommend for creating these membership slash site. So we'll go to we'll actually do it here on the site too. We'll spend some time actually doing it. So we're going to open up the page here. I'm going to go to, we're going to go to, just make sure it's up and running. There we go. Okay, so On the page here, this is a live site. We're going to create a group coaching or a cohort here on this site, and we're going to edit it a little bit to make it work the way that I want. So I'm in a situation where we have a bunch of courses. They're all put together here, and I want to have it so I have a special private group that is able to take a course over a period of time, but they're also going to have some live events with me during that. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens, right? We've got this all set up now where I want to get this kind of working, but I'm thinking about it and I go, okay, so this is here. How do I make it so that only certain people can see it, and what are the pieces that I need to have this to work? So what is it? Let's make sure I'm logged in as the instructor here and not, let me go make sure I log out. I'm going to log in as the instructor, make it a little bit easier, and I'll show you the different pieces that are required. And I'm logged in here as the administrator. Just make sure I get in as the admin. There we go. Let's try this again. Come on, LastPass. I hate when the screen doesn't come up the way I want it to. There we go. So I'm going to log in as the administrator, and I'm going to show you the plugins and pieces that we have here to get this working. Again, administrator, so you're going to see stuff that's kind of in the background here. Now, a couple of things that you're going to need, in my opinion. Again, this isn't the be-all and end-all, doesn't have to be this way. There's actually a lot of, here's an example. There's a lot of different ways to do this with WordPress and without WordPress. So the example that I'm showing here today is with WordPress. So please, if you do have questions, you can certainly ask in the comments here, and or on Teach Online teachonline.io. If you want to go to the site, it's free to join. You can spend some time there and ask questions there in the chat as well. Okay, so I'm in the back end here. I'm looking at it and I'm going to go, okay, so what setup do I need? I need, first of all, in this case, WordPress. So I have a WordPress install here. That's kind of the first piece that I need. Second piece is you're going to need something that is a community-based plugin for managing or letting people get involved in social groups. And we use one called BuddyBoss, which is the one that I highly recommend. And the interesting thing with BuddyBoss is you can think of it, it's a community, it's plugin for WordPress. It has a free version and a pro version. You can download the free one to get started. The thing that's interesting about it is it allows, it's like having your own mini Facebook, put it that way. You can have groups, pages, you can have an activity feed, you can have discussion forums, members lists, the members can interact with each other. And in this case, we're going to use what are called groups directly in the BuddyBoss plugin on your WordPress site. The next piece I'm going to recommend that you use before you get this set up is you want to make sure that you can control or have a consistent look and feel that makes it easy for all of these students to go through the process together. So what do you need to do? You want to download and install the BuddyBoss theme. The BuddyBoss theme is a paid theme, so that's one that you're going to have to purchase. Again, I'll put all the links below in the notes for all of the stuff that we're using here. But I'm going to suggest that you get you don't need to, but I'm going to suggest that you do to make it the look consistent and professional and easy to navigate. So you're going to get the BuddyBoss theme. So we got BuddyBoss plugin, the platform. We've got the BuddyBoss theme, which is paid. I also suggest that you get the BuddyBoss Pro plugin, which adds some additional features and functions. And again, that's a paid one as well. It's not mandatory, but highly recommended. So you got a theme, you got the BuddyBoss platform, you got to sell some courses, right? So in this case, I recommend LearnDash is the program that we use, or the plugin. Again, these are all WordPress based. This is the plugin that we use for being able to organize and put our courses together. And more importantly, LearnDash allows for the quizzes or the assignments and the ability to drip your content out to people in the group. So all of that stuff to do with courses and the quizzes, assignments, how the lessons are dripped, organized, everything is done in LearnDash. So you're going to need the LearnDash plugin, which again is one that's it's a paid one. You're going to have to purchase that one as well. And we have all sorts of tutorials on how to use this. Again, pretty straightforward stuff. Regular WordPress plugins. You should be able to pick them up. Again, we have video tutorials on Teach Online if you do need more details on that. So we got the courses. What else do we need? I'm going to suggest that you add something. Now you don't have to. You don't have to. One of the things that you might want to consider doing is using something called the event calendar. And it looks like this one needs an update, so I'll do that right now. But the event calendar works with BuddyBoss and the BuddyBoss theme and the BuddyBoss platform. And what it does is it allows you to have a calendar of events that is a public calendar of events, not a private one. It says it can't be displayed, so we'll come back to that one after when this is finished, which is fine. Let's minimize that. So you have a calendar that you can put notifications for the group that are public to everyone. Just listen to what I said. They're public to everyone, but you can put them in a calendar. Couple more pieces here. If you do want to gamify it, we have another little plugin at the bottom here, and it's called, where's it called? Let me just see if I can find it. Where did we do it? GamerPress, there we are. So this allows you to gamify your group. And again, it's a plugin that's available. It's free. There's lots of plugins available on WordPress. You'll be able to use that to gamify your site. Got all sorts of other pieces here. So we got games. We want to take payments, right? We need to be able to take payments for our group. So you're going to want you're going to want either a payment gateway or a way to manage your memberships. In this example, we're just using WooCommerce, which is the default kind of shopping cart for WordPress. So it's there, it's available. Now the interesting thing is BuddyBoss and all of these different things I've mentioned, they're all tightly integrated. So the theme that's set up, we've got a situation where the LearnDash courses show up, the groups show up, the events show up, the gamification is all integrated. Everything is tightly integrated by default, and it can be set specifically to one group. I'm going to take a look here. Let's open up a group, and I'll show you one of the ones that's here on the site right now, just to see how this might work. So I've got some groups that are already set up on this site, and we're going to edit one to make it for a particular cohort or a group call. And let's take a look at one here. So let's say we have Build a Campus. We'll do this group. Change this one up. And I think this one has a live group in it, but we'll see what happens. So here's a group, and this group currently is public. We're going to make it private. And if you take a look, we've got a discussion forum specific to this group. We've got a live activity feed, just like you would on a Facebook group, as an example. We've got a listing of members. We have course or courses that are specific to this group. So only people who are in this group get access to this course. We've got a place for documents, photos, and there's some additional plugins that we can add here to give some additional functionality. They're not in this group. So there's a group. This one is public, means anyone can join. I'm going to show you how to make this so that only people that purchase have access to this group. So what do we need to do? Let's find out. I think there's one. Yeah, I'm going to start from fresh. So let's do a brand new group. I'm going to go to the dashboard here. Again, I'm in WordPress, and we're going to do a setup of a group, which is the next piece. What are the pieces you need? We just covered. Let's do an actual setup. So I'm going to go to BuddyBoss, and I'm going to go to Groups, and we're going to create a group, and that particular group is going to be called, let's do a new one. Again, this is fresh from start. I'm just going to put it here, and I'm just going to put in, and I'm going to put, we'll put it Campus Mastery. We'll call it that for now. Yeah, I'll call it that. And I'm going to put a description of, it's a private group for Campus Mastery members. It's there, and I'm just going to publish it. So it's marked as published. Now, what happens with it? Here's a couple things on the right-hand side. I've got group privacy. In mine, I don't want anyone to know about it, so I'm going to mark it as hidden. If I went to the site now, the live site, I think I'm logged in. Yeah, I'm just logged in normally here. And if I go to the site right now and I go and take a look at my groups, my current groups, you're going to see there's 6 now. Campus Mastery shows up, right? It's because I just did it. It's public, and it was created 27 seconds ago. I don't want it to be public. I want it to be hidden. So I'm just going to save the changes. And on this one, if I go back to it again and I refresh, I'm an administrator, so it shows up. It shows up because I'm an administrator, but for other people, it's hidden now. It would only show up if I wasn't enrolled in it. And I'm logged in as another administrator account, so it's showing up there. Now, normally it's hidden. It wouldn't show up. Private ones show up, but they don't allow you to join. So you have to get the approval of the moderator or the group owner to do it. A public one just means anyone can join. So again, I'm set up as the administrator on this one, so unfortunately I can't show it the way that I wanted to. On the right-hand side, couple more settings to know about. Who can invite others? I'm just saying the organizer, so whoever owns it is me. Who can post into this group? I can say all members can post because they're VIPs. And who can upload photos? All people. Documents, I'm going to say all people. So I'm going to click Save Changes. I've now got a group that's here. This is my group, Campus Mastery Group. And the Campus Mastery Group by itself, you can see I'm the instructor here. So organizer. Here's the interesting thing that I've got here. Connect this group to a Zoom account to allow meetings to be scheduled from this group and synced with Zoom. Once enabled, we'll have credentials below. This group, I'm going to set up a private Zoom call for this group. And what that means is that anytime that I have a live training, it will show up in this group only, and the links for that Zoom call will only show up to the members. Here's my opportunity as the coach, as the consultant, the person that's in there to be able to get involved as a teacher, as an instructor with the people in the course. I can also schedule the Zoom calls here. So when I can say, look, the next call is going to be on the Monday. And I can have them scheduled out for every Monday for the 4 weeks if that's how long this group coaching's lasting. So this is a powerful feature, allow you to attach Zoom to the group for that whole blended learning aspect. And again, this is a plugin that comes with, on this one it comes with LearnDash, I believe, or the event calendar. Can't remember which one. And I'll show you in the links below. And we have some additional tutorials on those. I just want to show you to set up the group in this session. I got my group, it's created. I attached a Zoom account to it. I made it hidden so no one can see it. I made it so that no one can invite anyone to it except me. I'm kind of in control of it. There's other things that are involved that you probably need to think about, and what those are the actual images that go along with it, and I'll show you how to do that. The one other piece on this screen that is important and that you should really think about is the discussion forum. A group has an activity feed, right? So it's like the live Facebook feed. It's just a stream of comments, stuff that happens in that group. That activity feed in a group, again, is private to only the members. People outside of the group don't get to see it. Only the members get to see it. You got a private feed. What about if someone has a specific question that is related to the course? You can add a separate discussion forum that is more of a question and answer to this unique group. Interesting thing is that activity feed that I mentioned, whatever's happening in the discussion forum will also show up in the activity feed, and you can get involved from it in the activity feed as well as going to the discussion forum. You can also ask questions in the discussion forum if they are specific to question and answer. So just think of the discussion forum as more question and answer, where you want specific answers on a specific question. Activity feed is just stuff that's happening in the group. Okay, so I want to have one. So what am I going to do? Down at the bottom here, I've got another one that's discussion forum, and it says, connect a discussion forum to allow members of this group to communicate in a structured bulletin board style. Unchecking will not delete an existing forum. And I'm going to say, yes, I want a unique forum just for this group. And it says only site can configure one. And I've got none that are, I've got a couple that are there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the Campus Blueprint Coaching one, because I have an existing one that I've created. I want to connect it. So I'm now going to save changes. And when they get saved, let's see what happens. I'm going to go and visit the group. And where's a link on this one? Group's been created. I'm going to click here for visit the group. And let's see what we've got. Again, I'm logged in here as the administrator. I've got my group, the Campus Mastery Group. It's all set up. It's marked as hidden, so it's only available to members of the group. And I've got a discussion forum. I've got the feed, members, me, documents, photos, send invites, and manage. What's missing? Yeah, some courses. We don't have any courses here, right? So how do we add some courses? Let's go take a look and see what's happening here. Actually, before we do courses, I'll do a little more setup. I'm logged in as the owner of this group, right? I'm in control of the group. So how do I make it look a little bit different, and how do I manage the settings? There is a manage tag here, and this is only because I'm the organizer of the group. So if I wasn't the administrator, I'd be able to manage my group. If you have someone who's an instructor on your site, you don't want them to be an administrator, you can make them the manager of their specific group. So you can have groups for individual instructors or teachers, which is kind of a neat thing to be able to do. And this is where you would click manage, and it allows them, in our case me, also as the administrator, to go in and make some changes to it. Now, what are the changes that I can make? Let's zoom down a little bit here. Settings, we've got the photo. I want to change, there's the settings, for example. This was all the stuff we were talking about, making it private or public. We've got it now as a private group, a hidden group, who can invite. This is the stuff we saw as the administrator. It's also here on the front. The details go back. That's the thing like the name and the description, so we can update that. And if you take a look, you can see the name is right here. That is Campus Mastery, same place here. This is a private group. That's the description that shows up here. Me as the organizer shows up here. And notify group members of these changes. That's something neat too. Because it's a private group, only people in their group can be notified that there's been changes in their cohort or their group coaching, which is kind of sharp. So let's go to the settings. We talked about photos. Again, this is photos for the group. You may give assignments for people to upload images or documents. You can upload our documents here as the group owner. People can do that. Other one here is cover photos, members, shows a list of members who you can also do. Members, forums, courses, Zoom, and delete. Courses is missing. We'll adjust that in a second. Cover photo is the one I want to show you. Let's actually go back here. You can do it from the back here for cover photo, but I just want to show you what the cover photo actually is. Now, in my site, I've got, this is a default cover photo. So right now, every group, and this is a setting in BuddyBoss theme, everyone that creates a group by default, they get this background. But what about if I want to change it for my group or this course, this group cohort? I can move my mouse over top of the little camera here, change cover photo. And if I click that, it's going to give me the ability to update my specific banner across the top. That is the group cover. Okay, drop the image. 1950 by 450 is the optimum one. So if you have a Canva account or any other account for creating graphics, you can adjust the size and create one and have it show up as the background to this group. Other one we have is this one here, change the group photo. And again, this one here is interesting, and when you do this in general, it kind of has like a picture of the instructor that's putting it together. If you have another group or another image that's square that you want to put here that designates something with the group, you can update that just by clicking on it. Anytime these photos are here and you have control over access to these, you'll just move your mouse over top of the left corner or in the middle. You'll be able to change or update the photos. I'm going to do the Zoom one just so that you see it. Again, you're going to need from your Zoom account an API key, and I want to connect it. I'm not going to do it through all of this, but there is a wizard that steps you up. But I'll show you another one that is connected at the end of this kind of setup piece so that you see how it works. And here's the API. There's a wizard, walks you through, pretty straightforward, and you'll have the Zoom account hooked to this group. And delete the group. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all, so I'm going to stay away from that one. I do want to look at courses. Okay, here's the interesting one. I can create in LearnDash, I can create a group in LearnDash that has either one course or a grouping of courses. If I have a campus mastery course in LearnDash, what I can do is I can say, assign this LearnDash course or assign this LearnDash group of courses to this group. And what that means is if anyone is in this particular group, they have access to that LearnDash course. So I'm just going to save the changes here, make sure we've saved everything. So let's go take a look at the courses and see if we can put one in a group in LearnDash. I'm going to go right now, I'm going to go to the dashboard, and we'll go back and as the administrator look at the dashboard. Just have a sip of coffee here. We'll go and take a look at LearnDash, and we're going to take a look first of all at courses. And I've got a bunch of courses, right? I got a ton of courses here. What am I going to do? Well, let's find one that is in a group. Do we have any groups? Campus strategy. See the groups that we had made before? The ones that I had set up before? I'm going to create a new group to make sure that we have one. These are courses. These are all my courses. But how do I create one course to one group that I can assign to this BuddyBoss group? So I have a BuddyBoss group and a LearnDash group. I'm just going to make sure that they're connected so that when someone's in that BuddyBoss group, they're also in the LearnDash group with access to whatever courses are in that LearnDash group. And let's look and see on this one. Let's do, where's the ones? Courses overview, go back. I have to remember where that setting is. There it is, sorry. Groups on the left-hand side here. So I'm in the LearnDash menu. I clicked on groups. I got some groups here. I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to add a new one. And when I create a new one, it's going to take me through some steps. What's the title? I'm just giving this a different name for the sake of argument here. I'm going to put the group content, or sorry, the group description. The thing that's interesting with this part is this isn't necessarily going to show up if I don't want it to, but I'm going to put it in here. We're going to do a long. We have templates that we use normally here for putting either a course description or group description. Again, I'm just putting ones here for argument's sake. And if this was marked as public, ones that people could see in the groups, this is the stuff that would show up. I don't want to put any duration in, and this time, this information is information that shows up if it was public. Video preview, button text, not going to worry about. Here, hide from podcast RSS feed. I don't want it to show up. Got this stuff here. What do we got? Public, immediate, URL. Got some additional pieces. The author, move to trash. What category it is, group tags. So these ones are here. The important one is what courses are in this group. What courses do I want? So I'm going to, let's see if I have one that's called Mastery one that's in here. Campus Mastery course. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just moving it over and I'm assigning a single course called the Campus Mastery course. I'm assigning it to this group. Anyone that is in this LearnDash group is automatically enrolled in the Campus Mastery course. And if I want to add more, I could add all of them. I have some groups here that they get access to every course. You're in the group, you get automatically enrolled in any of the courses. So this one here, I want them assigned to that one. And I'm going, there we go. I will show you the bottom one here. This is an auto enrollment one. This is a little bit different. This group course just says this group contains these course or this course. What about if someone just purchased the course in LearnDash separate from the group coaching? It's a separate course. If you had it public, you can actually have it set up that people are auto-enrolled in other courses if they purchase this course, which is kind of an interesting thing, but that's what this is at the bottom. We're not doing that, so I don't need to check it. I only need to make sure that I've got a group here assigned with it. Do I want group materials? I'm in the settings tab. Do I want group materials? Yeah, I want group materials. Am I going to offer, this is where I can put HTML content, links, whatever I want here. And then these are the general ones for this particular group. Do I have a certificate I want to use? Is the group content available? I'm going to say only to enrollees. Custom pagination, no. Custom course order, no. We're all set up here. And do I want it? Here's the access mode. Do I want people to be able to purchase this group? In my case, I'm going to say closed. And that means that it's got to be enrolled by people, in this case, purchasing access to the group. It's not open. It's not any of the LearnDash built-in ways to take payments. I'm using closed. I'm going to take payments with WooCommerce, in our case, a little bit later. I'm not going to put any of this stuff in. Tags is with another plugin. You don't have to worry about this one today. So let's go and publish it. So I now have a group, a LearnDash group called the Teach Online Mastery group. Let's go back to, I'm going to go back to the groups and I'm going to go back to my BuddyBoss groups and I'm going to connect my BuddyBoss group with my LearnDash course. BuddyBoss, I'm going to go to BuddyBoss groups. I'm going to be logged in here in a minute. There's my Campus Mastery course. I'm going to edit that one again. Again, from the administrator, I'm in the administrator, I'm seeing it this way, right? Zoom details. It doesn't have any courses assigned here. There's no courses assigned here. On this one, let's look at screen options. I don't know if that's something that actually shows up on a regular basis. No, it's not there. I'm going to go back as a logged in user, and let's see what happens if I go and I view that group. I'm going to go to the manage tag in the group. Remember I had manage here? And look at the feeds here. I don't have anything here, right? So I'm going to go to manage. One of the options was, hey, we got a course. How do we assign a course to this group? Yes, I want a group to sync with the LearnDash group. Which one do I want? Let's go to details. Got my details, change settings. This better show up for me. Group invites, activity feed, group type. That's optional. And hopefully this shows up for me. Learn to assigning course managed with this group. You know what? I can't find it right now. Let's go to a different place here. And where the heck did that one go? Well, this is embarrassing. I'll have to spend a second here to find it. Maybe I'll cut this piece out after too. Who knows? Let's go to groups here. And see if it's connected here. Is it there? Settings. It did save the... Oh, that's the wrong one. Pardon me. Of course, I'm getting these questions now. Teach Online Mastery. There it is. Sorry. And what do we got for learned question? We got to make sure that we've assigned group categories, group tags. It's not there. Associated social group. It's not there. Let's try this one. LearnDash certified. Where's my group access settings? It's closed. Heaven forbid. There it is. Is that it? Auto enable campus mastery course. There we go. Pardon me. So what this means now is, sorry it took me a while to find that one. What this means now is this group is set and associated with the campus mastery course. So this group auto enrolls in that course. And if I go back, hopefully this will work. I forgot where this one was, and hopefully you'll be able to get it to a situation where we're connected the way we're supposed to be. Try this one more time and see if that happens. Let's edit the group. Private group, only one member. Discussion forum. Got that there. So connected forum is there. Got our forum. Let's go into the actual group and as a manager, and hopefully we'll be able to connect it. Courses. Oh, that's frustrating. See if I can connect this again. Pardon me for not being able to get this done properly. Okay. No discussions, no members, and the courses aren't showing up. Okay, frustrating. That's where it will normally show up, and I'll have to come back to this after and I'll update it with it and see what the scoop is on why it didn't work. But what was supposed to happen was it would be a course tab here, and it would show up so that we've got the course in Zoom. Again, this is one that I'm doing live. I'm going to go back and I'll open up another one to show you how it works when they are both there. So let's go back to our groups here, the coaching groups, and we'll look at one that I do have set up that does include everything here. So that does include the Zoom. I believe this one does. Campus Strategy one, courses, documents, Zoom, and manage. So here's the courses one. So you can see the courses that show up here. That's because the courses or a group of courses is assigned to this group. So I've got my private coaching group, and they get automatically enrolled in these courses, 3 courses. Let's look at another one, and we'll see if there's one with the Zoom installed. And let's look at campus marketing. One of these has Zoom installed. I didn't want to include the API key. That one's not it. Check out one more. Create online courses. Send invites. That's not it. You'd think it would work out and let me do it. Let's try member projects. There it is, Zoom. So here's one where we've got Zoom connected to a group, and I can create the meetings and set them for a time in the future. So here's a neat thing where, I created this is another group that has a Zoom one with it. No courses, but it's got a Zoom feed in it. So I can look at my upcoming meetings, or I can look at the past meetings. And anytime I want to create one, I can do that. And I can even sync my group meetings with Zoom. So it will actually connect to Zoom and update Zoom with these particular meetings. So which is really, really powerful. The other thing is when you've got past meetings, they'll show up here and people have access to them in the future. So if they happen to miss something, they can go back and take a look at what session was there and be able to download and use the particular lesson. So kind of a unique thing to be able to really take advantage of a private group now that has its own courses, has its own Zoom account, that has its own discussion board, and it's unique to a set group of people. Now I mentioned drip content before. How do you drip the content? When I talked about drip content, I'm talking about dripping the course content. And if you've spent any time with our LearnDash training, you'll know that there is a way to build out your lessons and build out your course content in a particular course. I'll just open a course up and show you how that works. But I can go and I can sit and I go, man, I've got a course here. I want to make sure that I've got it set up so that people can't jump ahead right away. They've got to actually take the lessons in order. They got to do it properly. You can't just go and jam it through and make sure that, here's one, Campus Mastery one. We'll do this one here. I'm going to look in, we're going to go to the builder. I'm going to look at this one. This is a course, and I'm going to go take a look at the lessons. So I'm logged into editing a course, and I went to the builder here. And on these ones, I've got all of these lessons. And if I want to, I'm going to move down. And on the lessons, again, these are done in the LearnDash video if you want to see how to work these. So I'm going to click Edit. It's going to ask me if I want to leave this one without saving, and say yes because I didn't make any changes. I've got my course, publish, and I have some settings for this lesson. And what are the settings? When do they get access to it? Controls the timing and way the modules can be released. So this module is made available on course enrollment. This module is available X days after course enrollment or on a specific date. In my case, if I wanted to make this lesson the second lesson a week apart, I would select enrollment based and I would say 7 days. When they go back to the course, they're going to see that, hey, I got access to lesson 1 or lesson 2, but this next lesson, I have to wait 7 days. 7 days after I join, then it will become available. If I click on it, try and watch it, it says, sorry, it's not yet released. So that's where you can go and start dripping out the content. And that again can be a pretty powerful thing to be able to do when you want to really control how people go through any of these particular courses. The next thing I want to talk about, we're going to go back to, kind of the last piece in how do you control access to this group or this group coaching. There's a number of ways to do it. I'm going to show you, I'm not going to show you the way to do it in this one because there's too many choices available. And the way that I've got it on this site as example is not the way that you necessarily want to do it. Mine's a little more complex. There's some easy ways to do it. And I'll show you how to, I'll make it available. Actually, I'll show you an easy, quick way to do it just from our perspective right here. Remember I had it set up that the group in BuddyBoss was connected to the group in LearnDash and auto enrollment was set up. And what that means is that if someone purchases that course in LearnDash, they're automatically enrolled in the group. And the only way they can purchase the group is by purchasing the LearnDash course. Now, I had it set up here earlier, remember the LearnDash course, I had it set up that it was closed, and the reason I marked it as closed because this site uses WooCommerce to take payments. I would have to go, in my case, I would go to WooCommerce, and I'll go there now just to show you. I would go to WooCommerce, I'm going to go to a product. We'll just do it quickly, and I've got to... let me do this one. Campus Blueprint course. I'm just going to edit this one. First of all, see these digits here, ID. Let me share the screen again. Sorry. I'm going to show you. I'm logged in as administrator. I'm going to the products here on my campus in WooCommerce. So I'm in WooCommerce products, and here's a listing of some products. I have one here called the Campus Blueprint course, which is it's a group of LearnDash courses. I'm going to show you how you can use something similar to have a purchase of this product in WooCommerce, which will automatically enroll people in the course in LearnDash, which will automatically enroll people in my private group for my cohort or my group coaching program. I've created a product here, Campus Blueprint course. And if there's an ID number here, and in this one, it's a 79814 is the digits there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and click Edit. And remember I talked about the ability to have LearnDash connected to BuddyBoss, and in our case, we've got LearnDash connected to WooCommerce as well with another free plugin. If I look at my product, one of the things that's there is I could say it is this one's a subscription. If I could set a simple product, I'll change this one just for an example. And on this one, virtual downloaded, I've got a price and there's nothing connected to LearnDash. Now, why is that? Let me just update this one. I'm going to go take a look at our plugins and see if one's turned on. Now, it doesn't have to be done this way. I'm just doing it this way because that's the way I've got it installed on this site. Unfortunately, for this demo that we're doing. Again, this is a live demo. So let's see what we got for plugins. LearnDash achievements, Stripe integration, LearnDash WooCommerce integration. So watch what happens when I activate this. And this is a free plugin with LearnDash. It's free when you have a LearnDash account. I'm going to go back to my products now, and I'm going to go back to all products. I've enabled the connection between WooCommerce and the other one. So Campus Blueprint, I've got 79814 is the number. I'm going to copy that, and you'll see why in a second. So let's copy that. I'm going to edit the product. And I'll change the name so that we'll call it the Campus Mastery Group. There's my details, are all there. And one of the things I'm going to do is, look what happens at the bottom here. I'm in general, pricing. When customers check out, it says LearnDash courses or LearnDash groups. So I'm not going to put this one in. I'm going to leave that one blank, but I want to add them to a group. So let's see if we can get this to save. There we go. Here we are. Now I've got it set up so that I have a product that is assigned to a LearnDash group. If someone buys this product in my WooCommerce shopping cart, they are automatically enrolled in the LearnDash group, and my LearnDash group automatically enrolls them in this course, and it assigns them or lets them join or automatically enrolls them in my private cohort group. So I didn't have to do anything as the site owner. This is done automatically in the background. Purchase the course, in this case, automatically enrolls me in the LearnDash group. The LearnDash group automatically enrolls me in my private cohort or my private group coaching, where I have Zoom calls, materials, notes, documents, a discussion board, feeds, everything is there, and it's private only to the people who have purchased, and I can open and close this product. If I have a sales page and the sales page says, hey, here's a great group coaching, we're starting on December 5th or January 1st, you can buy now, here's the price, and the course starts on this date. And you have a sales page or some kind of page where you're selling it with a buy now link, and that buy now link is what I'm going to show you how to create, because when you create it or decide to promote your group, if someone purchases using this link, all that automation is going to happen in the background. And that's where I was talking about the ID number. So let me just update this. So we have it. I'm going to click update, and I'm going to go back to the product, and you're going to see what this number is and why it's important. So remember Campus Mastery, that's the course, but if you look at the top, see how it has these 5 digits in my case? It's got 79814. 79814. I'll go to the all products and you'll see the number again. And you're going to have to copy this one down. Oh, I didn't show you here. You're going to have to copy these digits down when you're doing it. Let's do the Campus Mastery course again. So 79814. These are the 4 digits you're going to need for this product. I've got it here. I want to have a sales page or page where people can purchase this group. How do I use this number and where do I do it? I'm going to open up another tab here, and I'm going to call it, we'll go to the home page again, and I'll get logged in, and hopefully this will work out. There we go. So I'm on the page here, and let's say, for example's sake, this was a sales page, and at the end of the sales page we had, hey, buy this group coaching. I have a button here, but where does that button go? Well, you want to put the link to the button, or the Buy Now button that I'm looking at here. You want to put that link, you want to put the URL to your shopping cart to the checkout. So look up at the URL. So checkout /, and then I'm going to put add to hyphen again cart and equals the number that we had talked about. So that's the link you use with the button. So it's /checkout /, add -to -cart equals that product number. And watch what happens when I click that. And of course it went to the previous page, which I didn't want to do. So let's do equals. There we go. And I'm going to hit enter now. Watch what happens. It goes directly to the checkout where I can purchase the course. All I need to do is fill in my credit card details. I'm automatically enrolled in the course, which doesn't start putting the material out until January 1st, if that's what I have set in the course for the delivery of it. But it's set up that I got the course enrolled. They're enrolled in the LearnDash group. They're enrolled in the Buddy Boss private group. They're all there. Really, really, really powerful stuff to have something unique when you're out actually teaching and wanting to share your expertise with people with a lot more control. So I've been how long did I go here? 66 minutes. Holy mackerel. So we've been flying on for 66 minutes. I'm going to try and obviously I'll put the links in below if you do happen to watch this after. I apologize for not being able to, I'll have to figure out and come back, and I'll add another video after this on why we didn't get that group connected the way I thought it should be. Normally it does, but obviously I've missed something. We went through a lot of stuff, and hopefully there's some value there. Again, many of these ideas have been broken down in specific courses on the teachonline.io site, and that's free to join to get in and get started. If you're interested in building out any of these campuses or building out a complete community on your site and controlling the situation of where you're teaching and how people are learning, we're definitely here to help. Lots of great information. And if you just want it done for you, you can go to trainingsites.io, and that's one of the services we offer. So hope you enjoyed this. My name is James. We're going to do a lot more of these live ones. They'll get a little more polished each time. I know we mucked up a little bit in switching back and forth with the feeds, whether it's me or the screen, or it should have been the wrong one, where I was talking about stuff that was on the screen, but in fact it was showing my face. Or on the other hand, if I was looking at the screen thinking that you weren't looking at my face, both reverse. So we'll play around with that, get a little bit better. Again, if you have questions, just ask below, or any comments, much appreciated. And make sure to subscribe, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much for coming on. I hope you enjoyed it, and take care and expect the best.